Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, that guy from Team Niederdorf, bringing you another movie review. If you're going, wow, this guy's putting out a lot of reviews recently, I subscribe here for gaming, or unboxings, or reactions. Those are all coming. But I did do reviews, and I still do reviews, and this week I just happened to have found a lot of press screenings, and the movie I'm covering today is The Edge of 17. As you could probably tell from the title. But in case you somehow got here and didn't read the title, there you go. So, this movie is as Rotten Tomatoes synopsis puts it, a coming-of-age tale in the vein of 16 Candles and Breakfast Club. It's a no holds barred look at being a teenager. And I found myself relating quite a lot to Nadine, who's the main character of this movie, played by Haley Steinfeld. Now, there's some things, obviously, I couldn't relate to, because she's a lady, and I'm a guy, but most of the stuff, I understood where she's coming from. This movie portrays teenage awkwardness in the awkwardness of being introverted, which I am, by the way, for those of you who don't know. I'm actually a fairly introverted person. It portrayed that properly. And it was amplified by her brother, Darian, who's played by Blake Jenner, being the extroverted child, the popular kid, the ripped kid, had all the friends. The movie's just really following Haley around through her life, mostly through the age of 17. In fact, the opening shot of the movie, and I believe it's the opening shot of the trailer, is her busting into her teacher, Mr. Burner, played by Woody Harrelson, going, "I'm gonna kill myself today. I just thought, I should let someone know." There's actually a lot of laughs when she did that, because it was the opening line, and people are just like, what the hell? It's that kind of movie. And Woody Harrelson handles it very well. His comedy works. The comedy in this film works, and I heard other people crying. I don't really cry at movies or entertainment all that much. If I do, it's because it struck a super, super personal chord with me that I was just like, oh God, I can't. But the movie does a good job, as I said, of portraying teenage awkwardness and how, even as the unpopular kid, you're pining for, that one guy, whether he be the popular guy or the mysterious, brooding guy. And as shown in the trailer, the main conflict of this movie is with Haley in her relationship. Not Haley, Nadine in her relationships, my bad. Saw Haley Steinfeld and went, Haley plays Nadine, so she has a strained relationship with her mother because her family and life isn't perfect, and after a certain event happens to her earlier in her life, it only accentuated the matter. It actually comes into a really nice character development for her brother later on in the movie. But as shown in the trailer, one of the big tipping points for Nadine is her best and almost only friend at the time hooks up with her brother, and they become an item, and she can't handle it. Obviously, being a teenager, just, very awkward. They didn't know how to handle it. They handled the emotional snappings very well. And the movie didn't seem to drag its feet at all. It's actually a fairly short movie, filled with its good amount of heart, good amount of awkwardness, and a good amount of comedy. And you think the movie's awkward, that's bad. No, we all know teenagers are awkward, and that's the awkwardness I'm referring to. It's not the pacing of the movie. It does a nice job at showing introverted kids and extroverted kids, and just, I believe they went for the introvert the most, because that is the most awkward a teenager can be. Is teenagers already don't know if they fit in, and their body's changing, and they don't know where they quite fit in society. And to have yourself be kept to yourself and sort of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, as Nadine does, she sort of believes God's almost out to get her, because she prays to God several times through this movie, and almost every time goes, why the hell am I even doing this? You never give anything to me. I don't want to give anything away, because this is actually a decent movie. You should go out and see it. It's rated R, so there's that, because, teenagers do adult things, especially 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds, because this takes place in high school. So whether you're a junior or a senior, you're basically an adult here in American. Yeah, I know I said American. But it seems every one of the main characters gets their due. Nadine has a great amount of character development. Mr. Burner, Woody Harrelson, has a great amount of character development. You get to see where the mom's coming from. She does have a good amount of character development in herself, and so does the brother. And I wanted to say that if I'm going to have to nitpick something of this movie, it is Nadine's best friend, Krista, played by Haley Lou Richardson, starts developing really well, and I guess as she sort of fizzles out in Nadine's life because of, the whole "you fucking my brother" thing, her character sort of falls to the back burner, I guess because you're seeing the story through Nadine's thing, so if a person leaves her perspective, it goes in there. And not much I can really say about this movie other than the comedy that's in it works. There are some true, heart-hitting moments. For me personally, I guess I'm sort of either desensitized to this stuff or don't have the amount of empathy to, cry at this movie, but I did hear a lot of sniffles and tears in certain parts of this movie. And there are some generally sad things that happen in this movie. Because we all know life isn't fucking sunshine and rainbows no matter how much we want it to be. Just, you're gonna have days, months, or even years that do not go your way. And the movie likes to drive that home. It also likes to drive home that people change, and sometimes it may seem like the end of the world, but sometimes it's for the better. And I actually like that message it got across, because I've seen some of these movies where they want to go and sugarcoat all of this, and I go, you can't really sugarcoat it. But the only other movie I could sort of compare this to in the non-sugarcoating, which was poorly received by critics and people, even though I personally enjoyed it, was Men, Women, and Children, which held up too much of a mirror to the public and be like, this is what you look like. And we went, no, I don't want to see that. Oh God, why would you show us that? Or when someone gets too truthful with you and you get super defensive because in the back of your head and in your subconscious and in your heart, they're right, but you don't want to accept it. This movie has the finesse that Men, Women, and Children didn't have, and it also more follows Nadine with brief showings of her mom, her brother, and her best friend, and her teacher, rather than focusing on a single family and trying to give them all the same amount of screen time, and here's this, here's that. They sort of interweave and mostly focus on Nadine. If that makes sense. The other characters are there, they get developed when they need to be, but it's not over so. This is very much Nadine's story. So, as I said in my Fantastic Beasts review, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It'll be one of the clickable cards if you're on your phone or on a computer. If you're on a console, might be suggested videos. Go watch that. And I was getting to, I have the system of no, go, or freezest iced. I'm gonna give this a go freezest, because it's not a total package film for me, unlike Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beasts just sort of struck that nerve with me, but Edge of 17 definitely, I related to the movie very much. I was entertained. Nothing felt laid on too thick, in my personal opinion. Some other people may vary. Your mileage may vary. But at the end of the day, go out and see this movie, and it's almost a full drop out everything and go see it movie. But like, if you don't feel like seeing Harry Potter, or don't feel like seeing a kids movie, or you just want to see a good coming of age story, because it's been a while since we had a good one, go see this. Because it definitely has that sort of semi-John Hughes-ish type view. Maybe a little harsher. But I digress. Go see the movie, and we're going to break on 3 and see you next time, folks. 1, 2, 3, break. Be on the lookout for those cards.